This show is sponsored by Singles Sealed Memorabilia. Find them on Instagram at Singled Sealed Memorabilia or on eBay. Search for the username Singles Sealed Memorabilia. They are turning their collecting hobby and passion into a shop dream, bringing a variety of wrestling cards to collectors all around the world. They also create their own mystery bundles and bring other unusual cards to the graded scene. They have 100% positive eBay customer feedback with over 3,000 sales. We do thank Singles Sealed Memorabilia for their support of the Squared Circle Relics podcast.
And now, presenting from across the pond, it's the Squared Circle Relics podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the SCR short. I don't know how short this is going to be. Yeah, I don't know how short this short is going to be, but I don't know. We'll see. But we thought we'd spend a bit of time with you guys because we noticed something on the Yankee Bays this week, and we didn't talk about it on the main show. But it was really strange, and I still can't actually word it well, but I'll walk you through it. So there was a seller called Excalibur Collectibles Shop, and they put on 28 different 2006 WWE Topps Heritage Chrome Superfractors. So these are super short print.
Normally out of 25.
They're out of 25, right? With a Superfractor, you'd hope it would be a 1 of 1, but no, they did these out of 25. The only thing is, so all of the 28 cards that he put on for sale, they were all of different wrestlers. Mm-hmm. But none of them were serial numbered. And I personally had not seen an unserial numbered Superfractor from the 2006 Heritage Chrome before. So it got all of our head scratching, and Sam Tier from the ATP of our group was really the first person to draw our attention to this. And so we did a little tiny bit of digging. Apparently, they actually did some unnumbered cards. So, I mean, Jamie, what do you know about this set? You're the one of the oracles with regarding older sets.
That kind of era.
Yeah. I mean, I can only talk from experience from the Fleer years. So I have come across where we've had like numbered cards that should have been numbered, and in the Fleer years they have been released as unnumbered or hand numbered. Now there's never been kind of like conversations around like the legitimacy of the hand number ones, which it's always the same handwriting. They have always come from Fleer. But yes, to see top stuff that would normally be hard printed serialed, not having serials on them, is a bit strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one.
Feels
but yeah, this
wrong. It feels like...
It feels... Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you've got to remember as well, this is early on in Topps doing WWE stuff as well. So,
it's kind of
you're
bullshit, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. I mean, I kind of had... Sam kind of asked for our theories, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I guess we all kind of had our own theories as to what we actually thought and what the reasons behind it were. And I think we kind of all got the same sort of stuff, didn't we, really?
So I reached out to another oracle. I reached out to Tony and Paul as well from Wrestling Trading Cards. And WTC. Wrestling Trading Cards? WTC?
Yeah. Yeah.
.com. .net. So I asked Tony for his opinion on it because we did a bit of digging within the ATP and we did find one unnumbered serial numbered card for Stone Cold that was sold actually in a BGS slab. So we thought, okay, there is some legitimacy there, but we still don't know where they've actually come from. So Tony did reply back to me. Very nice of Tony. Thank you, Tony. He said Topps had done some extras for these for replacements, similar to what Fleer did on some of the releases that were serial numbered. So matches up with, Jamie, your understanding of it as well.
Yeah, me and Tony have kind of discussed at length around the Fleer stuff as well. So we've kind of had that conversation, which does make sense.
The question is, this is still from Tony, the question is, how did these all eventually get into the wild? Topps have never said. So the question is a follow-on, really, and it's kind of like, well, they obviously do exist, but why do they exist with regarding, like, what did they replace? It's a very confusing thing when some guy puts on 28 of them in like a bulk. Like, where's he got them all from?
I did wonder if there was also, so I mentioned back to Sam, like, I would wonder if they may be test shots or protos of like the first print run before they run for the serialing of them. Do they do a full test run of it on like a page to try and see how they look, you know, and how they match up? So it would be interesting, like, if the image is identical or if there's some color variation there or something like that to that effect, that maybe this is how they've gotten. But again, it's like, how do they then get out in the wild? Like, was this a former Topps employee who was allowed to keep some stuff?
This is what I was thinking, is it, you know, those similar kind of things that Jax used to do with the figures, where they do like employee ones that are, you know, just for the employees, and then when they leave, they go, well...
So Fleer used to do the same thing. So Fleer actually used to do something called clip-in. So Fleer used to clip the top corner off a set and then give it to the employees. So there's no resale value on them, but they were like a unique looking thing. So it wouldn't surprise me if there is kind of... Yeah, well, same principle. Same principle. It kind of like defaces it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the same for the autos and relics.
Put a COM-C watermark over.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very, very strange. I guess since it's kind of, over the last few days, it's kind of also gained a bit of notoriety that people are now getting onto these a bit.
Yeah. The prices, bids are going on and prices are going up, basically. By the time you listen to this, it is long since gone.
They're all gone.
And, so
if you post it on Twitter,
yeah, Sam wanted the Regal card. This is going to come out a long time after. Sam wanted the Regal card, and he posted about it on his. So he added fuel to the fire with regarding the popularity of eyes onto this, and
worked himself into a shoe
a bit for that. But yeah,
I mean,
worked himself into a shoe in his foot.
No, I do. There is something else with this as well, which is a bit strange. Is that they're all weird people outside of Regal. Like, they're all like Romeo and Psychosis, super crazy. There's no massive names
Psychosis.
there. I did.
I like both of those guys, but it's just the randomness of some of the people in that set, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like,
Nunzio. I've always wanted a good Nunzio card. Yeah. You know, Funaki or
Paul Burchill.
Paul Burchill, exactly.
That's one of Sam's favourites. I hope he does get. I hope he gets Burchill because he's his boy. You know?
Well, he PCs 4 or 5 of these guys, doesn't he? Anyway, so it's like, I hope he does get something, but we'll find out, no doubt. You know, this has already gone out, but we'll know by that point. But there's some ECW cards in here, though. You know, next episode.
Oh,
Nunzio, Psychosis, Super Crazy.
Forgot about that.
Some Superfractors, Taz Superfractor, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
No, I honestly, I love this kind of stuff that happens, like odd shit in the hobby that nobody can actually explain. It's this is the stuff that we should be reporting on. The people should be reporting on. It's cool because there's a story there.
There's always stuff to learn as well.
Exactly. You know, this is a learning experience. None of us knew like these were somewhere in bulk somewhere. You know, and that they do exist really.
And just
it's cool.
Just to say as well, like, imagine in 20 years' time, we come out and we're like, oh, look at all these Panini cards we've just found. Do you know what I mean? So it's always that kind of cool aspect to it.
There is one thing actually, just like on a final note as well, that PSA won't grade unserialed cards that should be serialed as well. Is that right? I read that online as well, that they won't grade them.
BGS don't seem to.
So BGS will, but
BGS are like, come on, have a smoke, come in.
Reading on Twitter, it looks like in that comment, because Tony retweeted on WTC, I guess, after your conversations and obviously Sam's messages. Someone replied back that PSA will reject unserial cards that should be serialed. So, again, it's one of these things, isn't it? It's like, what do you do? Like, if you're going to pick up a rock that's unserialed, if it ever cropped up, you can't grade it with the big boys, you know? So, interesting.
That's mad, really, because they're basically saying they won't sign uncirculated cards, basically.
Well, I guess it's the legitimacy of it, isn't it? If it's supposed to be serial, I guess they just don't, they can't justify it. But yeah, very strange.
I think that is really strange.
Yeah.
Because if it is a legit card, I mean, you should be able to see from the card, regardless of it having a number, you should be able to tell if it's
an official Topps card.
Exactly. So I don't understand that thought, basically. But whatever.
Yeah, maybe even if you graded it and just instead of like putting whatever on the front of the label, you just put like Topps Chrome 2006 uncirculated, just so there was a difference in the 25s to the uncirculated ones. So.
Or even potentially uncirculated. You know,
just put a shrugging the shoulders emoji on it.
I think the overall consensus is though that these were for employees or handed out, through people at top. So
I just don't see how one person can get such a large bulk of them without working for the company or knowing someone for the company. It just doesn't make sense, because you couldn't. He would have had to then pick them up on the interwebs over a certain amount of time and getting all of the mid card guys
in the first place.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense, because I said to Tony said, "Oh, I know someone who has got a full set of these."
Wow.
And I said, "Are they all numbered? Are they all unnumbered, or are they a mix?" And Tony said, "Oh, I think they're all numbered, but I need to check with my mate." And I said, "No, don't check, because you don't want to send that person down another rabbit hole. No, they have to get all of these."
There is something to add to that as well, that at the time these were originally out there, the prices would have been a lot less than wrestling cards are now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I was picking up numbered cards of Fleer, which are now in the hundreds for less than $10. So, that probably would have been a lot more achievable then. But now he's got a prized possession there of Superfractors from a desirable heritage set,
Yeah.
So, crazy. But interesting nugget for the week.
Yeah, a little bit extra to get you through until you speak to us again.
I think we should do these more often. This is a nice little thing to do.
Yeah. Well, on the recording, we can, if we have another little thing, we can do a recording and then another little
nugget.
Yeah.
Cool.
A little bit.
All right, boys. Episode 38.5. Done.
38.5. See you later, boys.
See you later.
Fuck John Cena. There you go.